At Healthcare Partners Medical Group, our mission is to provide the highest quality of healthcare to each and every patient. With 5 locations in Pahrump, we are local doctors you know and trust. We want to thank you for choosing us. Quality care starts here.
The $53,000 Cruise and Cash giveaways at the Lakeside Casino, Fridays from 6 to 9 p.m. Win $200 every half hour. Saturday from 6 to 8:30 p.m. Get another chance to win $200 every half hour. One lucky cruise winner will be chosen at 9 p.m. Play and Dine Points for Food is back. Every 300 points equals $1 at the Lakeside Cafe and Buffet. Check out their great January food specials and listen up Lakeside. Join us at the Pahrump Nugget Event Center for Football Super Sunday, February 3rd. Tickets on sale now till February 2nd. $25 per person. Stay, play, win. Lakeside Casino and RV Park.
And welcome back to News 46's Weekend Review. A vehicle versus Borough accident occurred on Wednesday night on North Highway 160 past Carroll Street. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue arrived on scene to find one car partially off the roadway. The driver was uninjured in the accident. However, the Borough sustained fatal injuries.
A familiar face is arrested again for drugs following a police stakeout. Barbara Bell racks up her second arrest for methamphetamine in 2 months. She and her daughter were just arrested in early December for drug-related crimes.
Nye County Sheriff's Office has issued a press release regarding 5 subjects for drug-related crimes. Nye County Sheriff's Office General Assignment Detectives and Narcotics Division have been conducting an ongoing investigation relating to narcotics located at 2051 West Pilot Place, the residence of Barbara Bell. Detectives were conducting surveillance at the residence and observed a moped pull up to the gate of the property. According to the release, Barbara Bell approached the fence and provided money to a person by the name of Lynn Barwell. Lynn Barwell provided baggies to her, according to the release. At this time, detectives attempted to apprehend Barwell and Bell. Bell began to walk away on foot and threw the baggies and a pipe into the bush at the edge of the driveway in an attempt apparently to conceal the evidence and avoid apprehension, according to the release. Both Barwell and Bell were taken into custody. During the search of the moped, an additional bag of methamphetamine was located. The total weight recovered was approximately 0.75 grams. During the course of the investigation, it was discovered that methamphetamine had originated from a person by the name of Angelique Ball earlier in the evening, and that she might also have additional quantity. Both Barbara Bell and Lynn Barwell were taken into custody. Barbara Bell provided a urine sample which tested presumptive positive for THC, marijuana, methamphetamine, and amphetamine. According to the release, detectives began conducting surveillance at Angelique Ball's residence. Detectives observed a vehicle which approached Ball's residence and also picked her up. The vehicle began traveling west on Mesquite Avenue. The vehicle was stopped for a traffic offense, and Angelique Ball was a passenger and Gina McDaniel was the driver. Both females were detained. While in detention, Ball's telephone was repeatedly ringing. While reviewing the contents of the phone, Nye County Sheriff's Office detectives identified that Ball and McDaniel were on their way to deliver methamphetamine to someone else here in Pahrump. During a search of McDaniel at Nye County Sheriff's Office detention, approximately 6 grams of methamphetamine was located in her bra. McDaniel and Ball were both in possession of a cellular telephone which contained information on multiple narcotics transactions. These were seized as evidence in the ongoing investigation. All subjects were booked into the Nye County Sheriff's Office detention on the following charges: under the influence of a controlled substance, conspiracy to violate the Uniform Controlled Substance Act, possession of a controlled substance, and various other charges relating to drugs. As the investigation continued and a search warrant was being prepared for McDaniel's residence, McDaniel contacted her boyfriend by the name of Stephen Fasking from the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center and advised him to get rid of the remaining narcotics at the residence. Stephen Fasking and his associates are subjects of several ongoing narcotics investigations by the Nye County Sheriff's Office Scorpion Task Force. Nye County Sheriff's Office Scorpion Task Force continues to investigate the scope of all of these individuals' narcotics trafficking. Anyone who would like to provide any information can do so confidentially by calling 751-7000. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
And one man is arrested for burglary at the Pahrump Nugget, but somehow the arrest record incorrectly says the funds were for the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting victims.
On December 20th, approximately 10 p.m., deputies were conducting an investigation apparently on a theft that had occurred at the Prump Nugget Casino. The deputies had been advised that a male had stolen over $700 in cash from a friend while his friend was in the shower of one of the hotel rooms. Deputies were unable to locate the suspect at that point. The next day, deputies were contacted by the mother of the suspect, who was identified as Kenneth Ross Wilson. She stated that her son had wanted to turn himself in and that he was located at the corner of Dyer and Murphy. Upon arrival at Dyer and Murphy, Mr. Wilson was very cooperative with deputies, according to the report, and provided a written statement listed the events as follows: that Mr. Kenneth Ross saw a friend pull out a wad of cash while they were in a drive-thru. He decided that as soon as they went to the hotel room, he was going to take it. Upon arrival at the Prump Nugget, Wilson grabbed the victim's wallet and took the cash out and fled the scene on foot. He said he called for a ride, which ended up at another friend's residence. He also handed both friends $60 in cash and told them who he had stole it from. The other persons involved were Travis Dothledge and Anthony Marshall. They were also taken into custody by Nye County Sheriffs. For reasons unknown, it was incorrectly put on the police report that the money was from a charity fund for the Sandy Hook Elementary School shootings. Kenneth Ross Wilson was arrested for burglary, grand larceny, obtaining money under false pretense, transferring stolen goods. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
One 16-year-old student fired at two students with a 12-gauge shotgun this last week in California, critically wounding one and missing the other at Taft Union High School. The suspect put the gun down after a teacher and someone else spoke to the armed individual. The wounded student was airlifted to a local hospital.
And families of Aurora Massacre victims erupted in anger on Friday when a judge postponed the arraignment of suspect James Holmes, with one yelling out, "Rotten hell, Holmes." At least 4 relatives and survivors stormed out of the courtroom when Holmes was granted 2 more months to decide how to plead to charges. He's accused of murdering 12 people and wounding dozens during a shooting rampage at a Batman movie last summer in Colorado.
Connecticut's chief medical examiner says he doubts toxicological tests and genetic analysis of the body of the gunman who fatally shot 20 children and 6 educators at Sandy Hook Elementary School will explain his actions. The Hearst, Connecticut media group reported that they autopsied the body of the gunman, Adam Lanza, and that Lanza's brain showed nothing unusual. The toxicology exam, which could take several weeks, involves testing bodily fluids for psychiatric medications or illegal substances. Lanza fatally shot himself after the December 14th shooting spree. Lanza's body was claimed by his father on December 27th.
You know, Adam Lanza's father, after he collected the remains, the public wanted to know where he was going to be buried, if he was going to be cremated. There's been a lot of interest in where he was actually going to be at, where he was going to have his final resting place. Maybe out of anger, maybe out of curiosity, I'm not sure. But there has been some interest in that, and he's not going to be releasing that information.
I'm also understanding there was a nurse who got in some kind of trouble for showing her husband his remains while he was still in the morgue.
Yes, she actually did. And so there you go. We'll be right back after this break with News 46's Week in Review. Don't go anywhere.